So hello. So these are slides on media studies, where specifically we'll be studying evolution of Bollywood. So movies of any country reflect not just the reality of that country, but also the hopes, aspirations, ambitions of people. So we want to study how Bollywood has evolved since 1950s till now, and even before 1950s when it was just the time of silent movies and then transition into talkies, how things change. And we'll be looking at various features which tell us about how the Indian society has changed and especially how the media has changed. Now, let us look at the parameters that I'm interested in. I'm interested in seeing how actors' fairness, face, musculature has changed. It has changed in a way that in more recent times actors look more Europeanish rather than how average Indian population looks. It also reflects in the kind of people who are acting in movies. Why that has changed would be left to other analysis, not specifically to this, but here one can do quantitative analysis from the time of colored movies. One can also see how um, the level of skin exposure, how love scenes have evolved, the kind of movies, what is the variation in plot, is every movie typically Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, or are there more variations now? Were there more variations in 1970s? Were there more variations in 1950s? Were the movies reflecting the reality of time at some stage better than others? Did they reflect all the problems of life? We'll be looking at economic standing of actors in the movie. So, what kind of strata are the movies reflecting? Um, we'll be looking at also lead actors' material pursuits. Was material pursuit considered unworthy at the time and it has changed now, or has it stayed constant? Um, Role of innuendos, curses. We'll try to study dynamics of family. We'll try to study interaction of society. We'll try to even study how music has changed, whether it has Indian influence, whether it has Western, what kind of music type has dominated each era. So it'll essentially be an interesting time series analysis. But before we get started with all these things, I would like you to think of various parameters that you like to study and also read as much as possible on media studies. Think of these parameters and spend 10 days thinking of all these things, and your tools are very obvious. The tools are on YouTube, the tools are quantitation. How you would analyze data would come in the next tutorial.